fishing news is brought to you by Okuma and the Real Seat at 707 Union Avenue, Brielle. Gear up for fall stripers and blues from the beach to the rocks and everywhere in between.
PB, personal best. It's what I've been hearing a lot of, especially in the last week. Actually, really, since about Thanksgiving, especially since I've gotten back from vacation. Missed a bunch of action. I'm Jim Hutchinson with the New Jersey, Delaware Bay edition of the Fisherman magazine, and we are firmly into the month of December, and yeah, we're still getting some personal bests out there, especially as that big body of striped bass moves farther to the south. And yes, you guys in Delaware, South Jersey, finally getting a taste. Like this one, personal best, Adam Satinoff, started the week trolling inside the line off Cape May County. Told me he had 5 on at once with 4 already in the box with this monster as well. Personal best. That's a heck of a fish too. Charlie Ruggiero had a 46.5 pounder trolling mojos. The mojos seem to be working on the troll inside the line. And while he was off of Avalon, he was out of Lewis Harbor Marina. So the folks in Delaware, even if they're coming up off the South Jersey coast and off of Cape May County, are getting in on them now as well. Bill brought this 46-incher into Peace Token Outfitters in Cape May Courthouse. Weighed in at 38 pounds. Again, 1 to 1.5 miles off the coast, off the beach, on the trolls. So some of those big fish are out there. The mojos are working. Also, the man's stretch plugs, like Bruce here, weighed this 31-pounder over at Sterling Harbor Bait and Tackle. The Rapala X-Rap Magnums, and of course the Bomber CDs. Getting those plugs out there at the right depth where you mark the fish is key. Father and son teams, Chad and Tyler, they trolled up a couple to 40 pounds. They were using Magic Tail Mojos. Brought those in to Riptide Bait and Tackle on Tuesday. So yes, Cape May and Atlantic County down off of Delaware Bay. The fish are in. Although I do get a reminder from Andy at Riptide. You guys know this, and you should be reminded again. This was a form that was being passed around. The EEZ, folks, don't be targeting striped bass outside of 3 miles. Heard more stories here talking to folks at the Folsom Tackle Show in Atlantic City this week, talking about some helicopters on patrol. Just remember, if you're busted targeting stripers outside of 3 miles, $500. It's a pretty hefty fine for striped bass. North of Barnegat, John Lutchka let me know that mojos and swim shads off of Lavalette and Seaside were still working. Yeah, the tsunami swim shads definitely still working as we get those bunkers swimming along the way. And again, Ocean County, Monmouth County, we're finding out fish on the rocks, on out to the line, but there's still a few fish on the inside as well when you find them. And of course, bunker schools popping up all over the place. In the surf, bass north to south, Jersey and Delaware. Big and small, tins and teasers, smaller swim shads, the bunker chunks, the clam strips, the teasers and flies, of course, are all working. And that's good news. Getting into the final week of the LBI Surf Fishing Classic this weekend is the final weekend. Although there's still plenty of good prizes to be had, even if you don't top that 48-pounder on the top list. As a matter of fact, Tim Slattergood had a 7.3-pounder brought into Jingles this week in the tournament. Doesn't matter how big the fish is, they have plenty of daily weigh-ins. Plenty of surprises, too. As a matter of fact, Fish Nut Joe, another LBI redfish in December. Go figure. He caught that on a bunker chunk. Weighed it in over at Surf City Bait and Tackle this week. First week in December, we're still getting redfish. North Jersey Surf. Sandy Hook has given up some fish. In fact, gave up a great fish here for John Latore. Was fishing with his dad, Ben, his first keeper. Fishing on Sunday, 29-incher in the Sandy Hook Surf. I mentioned Tsunami Lures. He had a smaller 4-inch Tsunami, so the Tsunami swim shads are scoring. Way to go, John. If you're looking for monster blackfish, December is definitely a time to get out there and look for monster blackfish, whether you're in Jersey or Delaware. In fact, South Jersey's Frank Mahalik, regular contributor to the Fisherman magazine, personal best, got up to fish. This one's a 12.5-pounder. He's been catching fish down off of Sea Isle City, also off of Point Pleasant as well. Now, Frank has a great article. Hang tight for the January edition. He's got an article about targeting those behemoth blackfish, because we are going to have those blackfish. It's going to be a good fishery that sustains us through the first of 2018. So take advantage of it right now, especially as you have that opportunity for those personal bests. Justin Lerner, another one, shared his personal best, 12+ pounds. Caught this one, photographed it, and released it. So December, definitely a good time to get on those blackfish. Our reports this week, we talked to Eric at the Real Seat. He said blackfish 35 to 50 feet of water. If you get on calm days, you get that opportunity with a jig. White leggers have been working best, but green crabs are also working. Although we are finding that there are some green crabs still being used at some of the jetties and in the canal as well. To the south, we talked to Rick's Bait and Tackle in Delaware. They recommended reef sites 10 and 11 if you're looking for those tautog. If you go real deep and looking for variety, check this one out. Chip Graves deep dropped this 20-pound cusk in 1,400 feet of water over the weekend. Weighed that one in to hook 'em and cook 'em. If you're looking to get offshore, here's a good recommendation. You still have one more offshore opportunity on the Big Jamaica. One more time is what they're calling this trip. It's going to be held on Wednesday, December 13th. They said they had the best of the year, best offshore action of the year this past Sunday, according to Captain Howard. Longfin, bluefin, and also tilefish. So get in on that. That last offshore trip on the Big Jamaica is going to be December 13th. That's next week. Of course, the party boats continue to sail throughout the range for sea bass, some jumbo porgies to the north, offshore cod as well, and some of these boats also catching a few big ling and some cod as well. Going to go back to a little bit of Christmas shopping here. Look for the gifts that I want most here at the Folsom Tackle Show. Some great new stuff coming out in the new year. We found some great new products, and I can't wait to tell you about them in the new year. Catch them up this weekend, and we'll see you again next week right here at thefisherman.com.